Are any of you guys like big college basketball fans? Like, do you guys watch college basketball at all?
I'm a fan of like my two teams, but like I don't follow it enough nationally. Like I kind of want to. It's just never been something I've like sat down and done. But Gab, I feel like you kind of are, right? And I saw Dane was shaking his head. What we got?
Yeah, no, I mean I'm kind of the same as you. I don't follow it as nationally like as I do with college football. I guess it's and I think college football is easier to follow across the country than basketball is, just because it's probably more talked about, I guess, on ESPN or any of those sports podcasts or anything. But I'm just like a big Illinois basketball fan. I went to the game on Friday night, and they played Florida Gulf Coast, so it was kind of one of those early season games where you're not playing a big time team. But they play Texas Tech tomorrow night on Tuesday, which is a top 25 matchup. So I don't know. I'm super pumped. College basketball is like one of my favorite sports just to watch. And obviously in the Brad Underwood era, Illinois has always been pretty like consistently in the top 25, one of the better teams. So they're always fun to watch, and I'm pumped. They have a really good team this year. A lot of Euro guys, which is interesting. But it should be fun.
I've been hearing, aren't they calling them the Euro Illini this year?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they legitimately have. I think there's when they're healthy, their starting lineup will pretty much. I think it's going to be 5 Euro guys, and they have maybe 6 or 7 total this year. But that's kind of like a big thing for them, is they've been getting big into European recruiting, which I think obviously is kind of the trajectory of the NBA too. It seems like at
So
least.
are those high school age guys? Because I saw there was like a huge tizzy a few weeks ago about I forget what school it was. It might have been like Louisville, getting
Yeah,
like G League guys.
yeah.
Are these guys G Leaguers?
So no, they are. A few of the guys are 18. One of the guys was on the team last year, so I think he's maybe 19 or 20. And they got his twin brother, who obviously would be the same age. But um, I think that's what's it's interesting to me. I don't know for sure, but I know like one of the guys who was 18, I believe, played like technically in one of those Euro leagues last year. So it's not like it was high school, and I don't know how it exactly works over there. But I'm curious. This guy that came to Louisville in the G League, it's like, are these Euro guys going to be allowed to play in college basketball in the future? Because I don't know if they're getting paid. I don't know how it works over there in Europe, but like in a way, it seems kind of like pro basketball. You know, it's not they're not playing high school ball. It doesn't seem like
Where's Illinois ranked right now?
they're 17. I don't know if you guys follow Ken Palm. They're like a big college basketball like stat company, I guess. They I think they use a lot of metrics to rank teams, and they have Illinois in the top 10,
Oh,
which it doesn't really matter. Like you'll see, like tomorrow when they play Texas Tech, that's when we'll kind of see where they're actually matched up. But I mean, they've beaten the two teams they've played so far by like 40, so they're having a pretty good start to the year. So it's crazy, like the depth since like it's probably the most deep team that I've seen Illinois have since Underwood's been here. There's just so much talent all across the board. It's awesome to see.
Well, it
Yeah,
seems
where's
like
that
every
game
year
at?
since you.
It's
Yeah,
at
where is
Illinois.
that?
It's at home.
Oh,
Are you going?
I'm not. I don't think I am. I'm gonna wait. I want to go to like the next game I go to will probably be a conference game.
Does Penn State come to Illinois this year, Gav?
I don't know, but I honestly, I don't know. Is Penn State supposed to be good this year? And even if they're not, I kind of hate when they play Penn State, because I feel like the past couple of years we always text each other, and I feel like Penn State
Yeah,
has kind of
January. Oh wait, no,
they've
no,
beaten up
sorry.
on Illinois. I feel like.
It doesn't. It does. It doesn't look like they go to Illinois this year. I was gonna say, maybe I'll come out. We'll
Yeah.
go see a game. But
and I wonder if the expansion of the conference has totally changed around, like, because they used to do like home and home, right? Like you'd go to
Yeah.
Purdue and then
Yep.
Purdue would play. I'd be curious how much that's changed it. It seems like ever since Underwood's been at Illinois, they're yearly in the top 25,
Yep.
really competitive. Interesting, they're going the Euro route. I wonder if the golf team has rubbed off on them at all, because I know the
Yeah.
golf team has been huge going to Sweden and over to Europe, and they're like a top 5 golf program in the country. That might even be selling them a little short. They might be like a top 3 golf team in
Yeah,
the
they're
country.
really good.
No, talking college basketball, like I've definitely lost not interest, but just like I don't keep up with it nearly as much as I used to growing up. In high school, I was a huge college basketball fan, whether it was North Carolina or Ed Cota. You can look him up, throwback point guard there. But no, my uncles were huge and are huge Illinois basketball fans, so I would go to occasional games. And Hammond, I'm guessing you follow Northwestern?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, for a while there, they were quite literally like the worst team in college basketball. Like they had the longest drought of making the tournament and the dance. But I'm just looking at this roster. They got a dude from Serbia. They got a 7-footer from Croatia. Another guy from Croatia. Greece.
Is this
That's
Northwestern's
a cool one.
roster you're
No,
breaking
this
down
is
right now?
this is
Illinois?
U of I.
Gotcha.
Greece, Puerto Rico. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I don't know if you guys remember the name Peja Stojakovic. He played for the Kings.
Oh yeah.
His son is actually their small forward now. He's on Friday night. That was his first game. Like he's kind of got hurt, I think, in the offseason a little bit, his knee or something. So that was his first game back, and he was really good last year.
How was the vibe down there at Assembly Hall? Good?
Oh my god! I'm glad you brought that up because I don't know,
Yeah.
Drew. It sounds like you've been, but I don't know if the other three of you guys have been to Assembly Hall. It kind of drives me nuts. By the way, they call it State Farm Center now, but
Oh, do they?
yeah,
Sorry.
I call it Assembly
Heard
Hall.
the advertising there.
No, yeah, but it is, in my opinion. Again, I've only been to a few Illinois college stadiums. It's not like I've been to North Carolina or Duke or any of those places, but Assembly Hall has got to be one of the best places to watch a college basketball game. Just the seating, like there's no bad seat, and just the vibe there. Everybody, it's loud, it's crazy. The Orange Crush is awesome. Like it's a great place to watch. Just one of my favorite places to watch a sports game in general. No matter the sport.
The Big Ten, growing up, has always been an awesome just college basketball conference. Like Indiana, they haven't been great recently, but when I was at Purdue for the year that I was there, like I was not expecting it, and I randomly went to a game, walked in, and like the place was exploding.
Mm-hmm.
I could not believe it. Not that it was any worse or better than an Illinois game. It just I didn't realize what I was getting myself into. So I think there's some really good fan bases and some stadiums around the country. But yeah, Illinois, curious to see how they do this year.
Yeah, me too.
I'll be following.
I always have too high of hopes before the season, so I'm trying to like chill out a little bit, and we'll see how they do when they play a team like Texas Tech. But yeah, I'm always rooting for them.
How's Bradley looking,
Yeah.
Dane? They got
They just picked
solid
up the first.
squad.
Yeah, it's a lot of newcomers. A lot of the top guys graduated, so got the first W. I think they won by like 32 over Central Michigan Saturday night. So first home game. So should be a good year. A lot of question marks in the Valley. I think my early take right now is Murray State might take it, but Bradley hopefully can get up there.
You just don't want to talk about the Birds, do you?
I mean, no.
I figured. Well, they were apparently they were the preseason Missouri Valley. Like people are predicting them to win the tournament or the
They were.
conference. So we'll see.
Well, I always have a soft spot for SIU, Southern Illinois. Growing up, they made some Sweet 16s when I was like a freshman in high school and stuff like that. They were always really solid. They had a head coach, Brian Mullins, recently. I don't think he's still there, but he's a Downers Grove guy, Pete. Played against him in high school. He used to work me over. But no, I always huge fan of them. They used to have some really, really good teams down there, but I have no idea how they're supposed to be this year.
So last week I caught some slack from Tyler, and I think if you listen back to the episode, you probably can't hear exactly the interaction we had. I think I cut some of it out. But Tyler, I'm gonna say here that the Bears won. We got a dub yesterday, so some fourth quarter comeback action by Caleb and the Bears. So fire me up. I'll leave it at that. If anybody's got anything else they want to touch on, but that's what I got.
Well, I think we proved we can talk about the Bears and have them still win a game, and we're a little stitious, but like I think we proved that we can talk about it. I mean, they're really fun. Like I said last week, like I trust Caleb in those late situations. Like he's got that look in his eye. He's proven it time and time again. I mean, I was not expecting this comeback. I thought we were dead to rights when it was 20-10, but yeah, I mean, it's just a fun team, man.
Yeah, fourth quarter
defense is terrible though.
Yeah, we'll see. We got to fix some things. Love Ben Johnson. So that's what I got. Love Ben Johnson, Colson Loveland, huge catch there in the fourth. Caleb using his legs late. Yeah, I think I speak for all you guys. Like it was not trending well. But they have totally changed my vibe and faith late in games. And I honestly, a couple of years ago, like I'd maybe be turning that game off. Um, and now, the back of my mind's like, yeah, we could still pull this off. There's enough time. And to see them put together those two drives and then get a stop. And I mean, Jackson Dart going out of that game that to me was the turning point. Cause he was looking really, really good, but you can't, you can't, what is it? You can't apologize for a win in this league. What's the saying? So they got a dub, Gav. Things are going to get really, really tough here moving forward. We got some conference division games coming up. I think we go to Minnesota next week. So, yeah, that'll be a big test.
I just appreciate seeing Section 3 in their standings. I did not expect that personally, so I appreciate that, and we'll take it for what it's worth, I guess. Because last year that obviously was not the case. So yeah, go Bears. College football though, don't have a ton myself, but just quickly the Wisconsin game for anyone that saw that. We were talking beforehand. Their starting quarterback had like 8 passing yards, and they somehow upset Washington, who was 24 at the time. Their punter had more passing yards than their quarterback. I'm assuming they had like some trick play or something, but I don't know. Do you guys got anything else on college football or anything you want to touch on?
Just welcome to the Big Ten, Washington. That's what it's like.
Yeah. All right. Well, the preseason ID schedule, Drew. It's we're releasing it this week nationally. I know we've kind of had it up on our site for a couple weeks now, but you got anything you want to mention on that?
It should be a really, really busy and fun winter. Really looking forward to seeing guys that have made huge strides over the winter. This is a big part of the year for these high school athletes. Putting the ball down and hitting the weights, working on functional strength, on athleticism, agility, speed training. And then, once they ramp back up and it's kind of the start of the year with their arm care and weighted balls or whatever they're doing. It's a beautiful thing getting to go around the state and see these guys and maybe guys we've never seen before who kind of come onto the scene and make a name for themselves and kind of get themselves on that follow list for the spring. That's what the preseason ID is all about. Obviously updating some video stats, getting, in front of us, and then getting those follows and tracking them down in the spring and watching them play in the game. The swings that we like, the athletes we like, the actions on defense, maybe the arm talent on the mound, and then, hey, let's go see, who can compete in a game, who can get it done when the lights are on. And that's what it's all about. No, I'm ready for it to be here. I know we've got a couple months still, but we'll be starting up in mid to late January, running through February, right to the start of the high school practice, tryouts. And then we'll be out, in full force watching stuff this spring. So that's what I have on preseason ID release. Like we try to get to all different pockets of the state, depending on facilities, stuff like that. It's easier said than done. But man, really hoping that we get a good look at a lot of guys. And then just a bit of news I had, Gavin, that's a little bit off topic, but something I was following just, Naperville North, shout out. I got to shout out the alum there. The boys soccer team took home the state title. 3A state title this past weekend in that, I think it was the same night, it was Saturday night, Gavin, where it was nasty weather up there in that Wisconsin game. They were up in Hoffman Estates. I think it went double overtime. I could be wrong. Maybe, oh no, it went PK. I think they won in PKs. So feel free, any Naperville North people, to correct me there if I'm wrong, but it was 2-2. They scored late to tie it in regulation at 2, and then went all the way to PKs, got it done. And it just something that for me is cool to see, because growing up when I was at Naperville North, a lot of my good friends played on the soccer team. One of my best friends to this day played on that soccer team. Kind of like some of our core group were soccer players. So wanted to shout them out, and huge win for the Huskies there.
Drew, I got a couple quick questions. What is PK?
Yeah.
And too. Has Naperville North, like, is that, like, did your buddies go to state? Is this like a kind of a big deal, like first time kind of thing for them to win state? Like,
Yeah, that's a great call out. I know we were always solid. I do know when I was in high school, a lot of the best players were playing club. And sometimes not playing for their high school team. I don't know if that's still the case for boys, girls, what the deal is. And shout out my wife. She won a state title for St. Viator back in the day.
Oh, nice.
But I had to kind of mix that in there. Yeah. I don't know. I do know, like, our girls' soccer team was really good when I was there. Like, I remember going to some games at North Central College where I think they might have had state there. And that's a unique thing about the soccer is they played state at Hoffman Estates High School. So I don't know how that all gets selected. Just very different than baseball where it's, been at Joliet every year. Maybe it always is at Hoffman Estates or something, but just being at a high school, I thought was unique. And yeah, I don't know, Gab, you're putting me on the spot. It's a great question. I wish I had more info on like what our records were back in the day, but I do know Coach Conrad, the soccer coach, has been there ever since I was there and is a well-respected coach in the area.
And so what about PK though? Sorry, I'm not a soccer guy. I don't know what that means.
It was like penalty shootout, penalty kick.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like kind of like in hockey, how they'll do the I guess penalty shootout. Yeah, shootouts at the end, I guess is what it's called in hockey. I should know that. I fancy myself to be a hockey fan, so
I think it's just a shootout.
Yeah, just a shootout. So, but yeah, in soccer it's a PK.
Okay.
And,
Hey, speaking of shootouts, what about these Hawks, man? They're looking good.
It's awesome.
I think went under the rug yesterday because they played at the same time as the Bears. Sorry, I can't speak.
Yep.
But they destroyed Detroit in the old school rivalry game up in Detroit. So just want to shout them out. Fun.
That's an awesome shout out because Bedard is second in the league in points right now.
Yeah. Anybody on his line is just getting goals galore right now. So. And
I think he scored the first goal yesterday. I didn't watch any of the game. I just saw that they won 5-1 or something like that. And that might have been late in the game. I don't know what the final score.
It was really early. His goal was really early.
Yeah, I think it was like first minute.
Yeah.
I need to figure out a way to get the Hawks on my TV here. So that's going to be a goal of mine over the next week or two, is figuring out how to watch Chicago sports, because I know the Bulls are playing pretty well as well. But no, love the Hawks, and Chicago sports is hopefully trending in the right direction here.
Yeah, seeing those like Bedard and Kane comparisons are pretty cool. And then did I see that Keith was just inducted into the Hall of Fame, or was that old news? Duncan Keith.
I don't know, but he should be. If he wasn't already, that guy was an absolute stud. And whether it was like the Blackhawks Hall of Fame or NHL Hall of Fame, I don't know.
That's a good call.
Making me want to Google that though. Whether it's retiring his jersey, man.
Yeah,
our entire defense for the Hawks there in the 2010s with Hjalmarsson and Keith and Seabrook and there's a lot of good ones that came through.
Yeah, Dustin Buffin was my guy, but I guess like maybe it was just me, but like I didn't realize how good like Keith was when I was younger. Like I kind of thought like, yeah, he's good. Like he's good for my team. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know he was that good compared to everybody else. So like finding out that like Keith and Kane were both like all-decade, like first team all-decade guys was like, oh wow, I didn't know we were that good. But maybe it's just like not knowing.
Shout out Jonathan Taves back in the league. Mm-hmm. Like he went through all kinds of stuff with his health, and I don't truly know what exactly was going on, but I saw he scored a goal the other day, and that fired me up because that guy was like the all-time teammate, captain for the Hawks, the heart and soul of that squad. So really, really cool to see him.